Hello everyone, this is Emotional Support Potato, and today we are checking out Astral Throne II, Age of the Phoenix. I really enjoyed the first Astral Throne, and I really feel like that it didn't get the attention that it deserved, so I'm excited to play the second installment, show it off some, and see how they've improved upon it. For those of you who are new to the Astral Throne franchise, Astral Throne II is a turn-based roguelite strategy tactical RPG. It reminds me a lot of games like Fire Emblem and Final Fantasy Tactics. It's grid-based, you recruit characters, there's different weapon interactions, which I'll explain more in detail later, and there's character permadeath. If your character dies, they're gone for the run. No saves coming here. This is currently in beta, so not all features are in the game yet, and nothing is set in stone. So let's get rolling. Just so we know, while we're currently in beta, it does not let you save mid-run. There's only the first act in right now, and again, everything can change. So if you're gonna give this a shot, if you want to try to get through the whole run, give yourself maybe about like 2 hours. So I already played through the tutorial. So with this, you get a kind of little camp that you get to hang out in that we'll see in a second. And you'll be able to do different interactions in this camp later. I'll show off some of that afterwards, but let's just get right into a run here. So, because I've already done the tutorial, I can choose my starting party, and you get an avatar of choice and Ehrenwald in the tutorial as your starting party. So just to be a bit more consistent with the new playthrough, I'm going to choose my character, ESP, and Ehrenwald here. And then let's embark on a new adventure. Alright, so this is our first encounter. Oh boy. This is an interesting one. So we start off up here, we can move our characters around. If we had more people in our party, we could choose who we want to deploy, but we can't right now. So, for those of you that played Astral Throne 1, one of the first things that you'll notice here is a new magic type. In Astral Throne 1, this was called Barrier Magic. In 2, it's called Staff Magic. I personally like this better. I feel like it gives it more of an identity. For being honest, when I was playing the first one, I kind of struggled to remember what was focus magic, what was staff magic, and even with the weapon triangle here in the bottom right, I struggled to remember what was good versus what. So I mentioned weapon interactions. Again, this will remind you of Fire Emblem if you've played it. We've got a weapon triangle here where we have shield weapons, light weapons, and heavy weapons. Shield is good against light, light is good versus heavy, heavy good versus shield. And then there's also a magic weapon triangle here where we have staff is good versus familiar magic, familiar magic is good versus focus magic, and focus is good versus staff. ESP here has a broadsword as a shield weapon and Nibbles as familiar magic. Now I'm just going to let you all know right now, Nibbles is my homie, Nibbles is the GOAT. I'm telling you, Nibbles is incredible. You're going to see me hyping up Nibbles a ton this run. And then Ehrenwald here just starts off with a fire staff. That's not a problem. He's got good magic and he's got fantastic resistance. Now, as you can kind of see, all these weapons give different bonuses. POW stands for power, just how much kind of damage you're doing. Hit, higher chance to hit. We've got range, or RNG, and the broadsword actually happens to give me a +1 to my defense here. So we can actually see if we scroll over my defense stat, I've got a level of 4, total of 5 because I've got a +1 for my broadsword. Everything has different interactions, and we'll get to see that. But alright, our objectives for this map is complete the encounter, that's just the main objective, and then we gain 50 gold if we kill the Courier. The Courier is right here. I have never started off with just having to do the kill the Courier map, so I think this is interesting. So we're definitely going to just be kind of gunning for the Courier. Probably rushing through this a bit more than I really want to, but you know, we want that extra 50 gold. Come on now. Alright, let's just get right into it. Let's see. Propose +2 power during other units' phases. We do have 5 dexterity here, so that does activate for us. So that's good to know. Looks like we're mostly dealing with a bunch of magic dudes just all around here. Oh. Now, they do have some ritual magic. Ritual magic is good versus mounted characters. I don't think mounts are in this beta. I haven't seen them when I played through a bit. I could be wrong, though. Let's take a quick look. How are we looking? Okay, so Nibbles, again, I mentioned that Nibbles is the GOAT here. Nibbles lets us double this enemy. And they're not doing any damage back to us. So could we... I mean, hopefully chip with Ehrenwald here. He's not getting any damage back to him. Perfect. Applies his sigil mark. Every character has got some skills. Ehrenwald is a sorcerer. So one of his skills is Binding Sigil, which just applies 2 sigil mark to a damaged unit. So whenever he damages a unit. And then he's got Cinder Sentinel, which is whenever an ally within range kills a unit who has the sigil mark, the ally heals, which this is a fantastic skill. It's honestly, it's why I use him so often. So let's see if we can just get... Yeah. Come on, Nibbles isn't going to let us down. Let's go, Nibbles. There we go. Already got the side objective done. Perfect first turn. Bunch of experience. When we actually get a level, I'll show that off a bit more. Oh, there we go. This is why Nibbles is so good. Look at that nice crit. Nibbles. What did I tell you? We are just getting through everyone here. Alright, so as we kind of saw with when ESP gained experience, he actually got a bit of experience towards each stat that is based off of his growth rates as an avatar character. Just very balanced growths. Just plus 25% to everything. So Ehrenwald here just has 0 to strength. He's not going to be bonking anybody with any weapons anytime soon. He's got decent magic growth at 30%, only 20% defense, 50 resistance, so he's just a magic tank for us. 10 dexterity and 30 speed. For being honest, Ehrenwald does kind of struggle a little bit with hitting, just because of that low dexterity. You know what? We can get right to the chest. Let's just open that chest and get a new weapon. Alright. So here we got Swift Claw. Ehrenwald can't use the familiar magic. So this could actually go towards ESP. Swift Claw, in my opinion, not as good as Nibbles. Now he does help out with avoidance quite a bit. Like he's a bit more tanky with that, like just doing some dodge tanking here and there. He's got a bit more power right now, but he is a +2 Swift Claw. And then if you got that 5 dex, you get even more avoidance during your own phase. Aaronwald doesn't even have the dex, so it wouldn't matter for him, but ESP could definitely use that. Alright. Now you might notice all this kind of terrain here. This is a bit different from Astral Throne 1. They didn't have terrain, they wanted to add the terrain. This will actually make it so that we have, like, if you're hitting up, usually you have a lower hit chance, and if you're above hitting down, you will have a higher hit chance. Also, if you have weapon triangle advantage, that will actually double the advantage if you're above hitting down. We're going to continue just using Nibbles here. As we can see here on the left, Nibbles does have the advantage, so that gives us a bonus to hit and all that fun stuff. And Nibbles is also a 1 to 2 range weapon, which also helps us out so that we can actually hit back against all these guys when they're hitting us on our turn. Right, we don't want that broadsword. Get that broadsword out of here. It's all magic, people, this map. Wow, that's crazy. Let's see. We do have to move down. Now staff is good versus familiars. So Aaronwald does have the advantage here. Nice. Now once we hit enough of those skill points, we do get an actual level up, and that's when we get a random skill. You get 3 skills that you can choose from. They depend on your class and like your unit type. All of these characters, at least in the beta, are, can I show here? Yeah, they're all generals. The first game, you only had like 2, 3, maybe 4 generals. But for the most part, you had a bunch of kind of like generic units. They weren't exactly generic, but kind of. So the generals have their own skill pool that they can also pull from. So, looks like we're going to have to wait one more turn to arrive. We do only need 1 person to arrive, so why don't you do the honors, Aaronwald? One of ESP's skills is everybody heals some at the end of each level, which that's just great. Alright, this is our map. It does change every single run. You do not have the option to go to every single event. You can try, but it's not going to work. Every single time you go to a different tile, that takes up a little bit of time, and then every single turn that you take in the encounters also takes up time. Eventually a boss will appear at one of these tiles somewhere, and a kind of like ring will start closing in. If the ring closes in while you're in an encounter, you're going to get less experience, and I think some other bad stuff will happen, but I don't exactly remember. We got a Phoenix Feather last map, so that will actually let us recruit another character. So let's see who we can get, and depending on the Phoenix Feathers, you can spend more to get characters at higher levels. So you can see it goes pretty high up, but we only have the one. So let's just spend it just to get someone new. Alright, we have Rowan here, who's a knight. Rowan is very tanky, you can think of the knight as your tank characters, and you can kind of see that with some of their skills. We have At the Ready, which you do need to trigger manually, but think of it as if someone comes into your zone, Rowan can move again. You can kind of see that with the readied, if it decides to show it off. There we go. So, whenever a foe moves within range, remove readied, and this unit may take another action. Rowan also has Disinherited, triggered on combat when attacked. If it's not this unit's phase, apply 2 Shell and 2 Taunt to them. Shell just helps out your tankiness, and Taunt, just foes must target that unit if possible. And Aggressor, just 2 more attack speed during this unit's phase. 7 here is a warrior. Warriors hit hard. 7 hits hard. You can see that by their skill Battle Tendency, which is triggered on initiating combat. You get 1 Riding Cadence to this unit. A lot of warrior skills are based off of this Rising Cadence. Gain 1 extra advantage during the unit's phase for each stack of Rising Cadence. I mean, that means that you're going to be hitting harder, you're going to be having an easier time hitting, it's just nice. And then here's what I was talking about, Internal Endurance. This unit has 3 Rising Cadence, apply 2 Haste, 2 Extend, and 1 Simmer Down to them. Haste, just more speed and dex. Extend, more movement and range. And then Simmer Down, remove all Rising Cadence from this unit, then remove this status. Yeah, just more advantage. Now, I wish I could still see the map. I think Rowan's a really great tank, but I think I want to go with 7. You know what? Yeah, let's go with 7. Now I do want to take some of these elite fights. So I think the fastest way to get to an elite fight would be to go onto this right path, and maybe if we're lucky, we'll be able to actually hit all 3 elite fights. That would be fantastic. I don't know if we're going to be using them, but let's give Swiftclaw over to ESP. 7 does also start off with a broadsword, but as we can see here, 7 can also use heavy weapons if we pick one up. Ehrenwald can use focus magic as well. And then we have both a shield weapon and a familiar magic for ESP. These are some of the other weapon types that they can naturally kind of learn. I say naturally, you still need to use a skill book to learn them. Those are kind of rare. But maybe we'll pick one up here. Yeah, I think we're gonna go to the right side. This is like your magic shop, like your magic weapon shop. This is like your physical weapon shop. Arenas are just one-on-one fights that are a bit tougher, but you get some pretty cool rewards from them, so I think we're gonna try to hit some arenas as well. But let's... I mean, if we really want to go faster, we'd actually go down Skirmish magic shop there. But is that what I want to do? Do I want some of that experience? Let's just do more fighting. we start off pretty close, and the encounter is just kill the cultist leader. You can see the star here, that's the cultist leader that we need to take care of. What's constrict do? Oh, interesting. Okay. So, in theory, we can get this encounter done pretty quickly. Let's switch ESP and Aaronwald. Let's just... I know we'd be missing out on the weapon, but I want to see if we can get this done in just the first round. Can we just... Yeah, he does have the advantage just because he is higher up. And he does look like he's got pretty high resistance. Yeah, unfortunately Nibbles can't even do damage versus him. Oh geez, okay, maybe this won't be a first round. Alright. Oh geez, alright. Yeah, there's that double advantage I was talking about. Swiftclaw can still maybe hit, but it's not looking great. Oh my goodness. Alright, Swiftclaw, you're not as good as Nibbles, but let's give you a go. Yeah, hey, you're the only one who did some damage, so that's something. Now that did leave ESP pretty open up, which might be a problem. Okay. No, it looks like for some reason they decided Aaronwald's gotta go. Oh, we had a chance to maybe still get it there. I don't know. We just... yeah, Nibbles has better chance to hit. Do we even have a chance to take him out? I don't know, how much damage do you do? You do 5, huh? Yeah, geez, that advantage is really working against us here. Come on, Aaronwald, give us something. It's pretty good. Yeah. That was more than a resin cadence. Oh, this is going longer than I wanted it to. Retreating? I guess they couldn't attack anyone. Can we get... How do you do all that? I'm not... We have the chance. Go for it. Yeah. Okay, here we go. First level up for ESP. Improvised projectile? Yeah, I'll go for that. Yeah, that seems great. That'll actually make it so our broadsword can hit people. Oh yeah, here we go. Look at that triple advantage. Get all that. That's some good damage. You take out either of them? There we go. Finally. Only took 3 rounds? And we get the level up on Aaronwald. Mind over matter. It's 50% of their rest of their power? That seems great. Yeah, let's take that. It's nice little healing. See if we can get another skirmish in. Yeah, we didn't get a Phoenix Feather. Alright. Just be the three of us. Alright, arrive at the tile. That's not too bad. I think we can get there pretty quickly, but... Let's see. How you're... You have low resistance. That seems like a job for Nibbles. Alright. I think that's actually a pretty good setup. Whole bunch of warriors and scouts. Okay. Yeah, let's go for it. Nibbles, what happened? Can't hit. Alright. Oh jeez, Aaronwald, that was brutal. You're no Nibbles, Swiftclaw, but I guess you'll have to do. Just get those 1 rounds off. How far down is this? Oh wow, okay. Here we go, here's Nibbles. There he is doing what he wants to do. Seven should just be able to come right in. There we go. Hey, nice crit. And we got a smoke bomb. I don't know why you're attacking Aaronwald when he can attack you back. Maybe just more damage? Ooh, an opal. That's... Yeah, that's some focus magic. That'll be good for him. Alright, we got through that pretty quickly. Let's recruit another person. Millie's a mage. Millie will really help get you like energy economy. And also does some healing by giving a bunch of your units around her in some regions. So Millie's pretty good. But I think let's go with Rowan here. Just because Rowan having a tank to go in for an elite battle, I think will just be really useful. Let's move some of these around. Give Aaronwald the opal. Now, as we can see here, Rowan can use heavy weapons and ranged weapons, but has a great sword to start off with, which has the aggressor skill. So that's I believe that's where the aggressor skill came from for Rowan. Or maybe it doubles up. Well, let's quickly stop by the shop because I want to give us some upgrades here. So there's a Penumbra, which gives crosscode. Now crosscode's pretty cool because it does reverse the weapon triangle. So where Nibbles is usually bad versus the staff magic, Penumbra makes it so that we're good versus staff magic. That's not bad. We've got an unidentified staff, an unidentified familiar. We can pick up some potions, see no mounts and none of that. So, but we can also upgrade here for some money. So I already mentioned, Nibbles is my goat. And we can see here if we upgrade Nibbles, it goes from 4 to 6 power. Loses a little bit of hit, but gains more attack speed. Same avoid, but then higher crit chance. So let's get Nibbles up to level 3. Aaronwald can't currently use the ritual magic, so that's kind of pointless. We got some money. Let's get the unidentified staff. Ooh, an umbral staff. Let's give that to Aaronwald. Yeah, that's good. And just better hit, same power. Less attack speed, but some crit, some res, some avoid. It's pretty good. We don't need you. We've got Nibbles. And then, you know what? Let's just upgrade some of you. We've got some good hit with those, so... I think Rowan's good. Rowan can wait a little bit. We did also pick up a smoke bomb, which applies 2 stealth to a unit, which is just foes can't target that unit. That's not bad. Alright, I think let's stop here for now. Next episode, we can go right into the elite, and then hopefully just get right into some more elites before we get to fight the boss. So I've been Emotional Support Potato. If you've enjoyed this content, I plan to do more content like this. I plan on doing a wide variety of stuff, so if you like this, please give the video a like, subscribe if you enjoyed this. And I will talk to you all later.